Good day, mate. Welcome back to the channel. I'm FPL Root and welcome back to another FPL video. So in today's video, we're going to go through my free hit draft ahead of double game week 25. So I know some people are looking to use a chip this game week. So I'm going to be building the best possible draft that you can build with them a set amount of money, not too much money, but I think you'll be able to afford most of these players, and we'll go through why I've picked them, look at the fixture and how I've kind of spread the funds to make sure that we target some of the best fixtures in game week 25. So the obvious ones, we've got the fixtures here. The obvious ones are Aston Villa and Liverpool. So I think a triple up on them is probably essential. So that's 6 players done already. And then you look down the list and you've got Palace here, West Ham, Spurs, Fulham. Although on paper they do say they're home games, they're good fixtures, I don't love Palace chances against a resurgent Everton. West Ham at home to Brentford could be tough. Spurs at home to United could go any way. And then Fulham at home to Forest is, I think, a pretty even game. But then when you drop down a bit further, you've got Bournemouth away to Southampton, which I think is a very good game. Southampton are the worst team in the league. You've also got that's the other way around. You say Southampton, but there's no way I'm putting a Southampton player in. Arsenal away to Leicester, which I think is a very good fixture. Brighton, City, etc. Probably not too much from them. So we want to be focusing on Villa, Liverpool, probably Bournemouth and Arsenal. And then I think the rest of the team can probably build itself with some of the key players that you want every single week. Without further ado, though, we will get into it. Please smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and here's the free hit draft.
Yo, it's FPL Root bringing you the stats, top picks, hot tips, all the league facts. They say Root rock, that's all the flow. Subscribe, hit the bell. Welcome to the show.
We'll start off with the goalkeeper. I've gone for Emi Martinez. So for me, there wasn't any kind of Villa defenders that stood out to me or were that far attacking. So I wanted to get a Villa player in defence in there just in case, because I do think they will keep a clean sheet against Ipswich. Not too sure against Liverpool though. So for me, it was kind of crucial to get a player there, and I've gone for Martinez, as I've said, 5 million, 11.4% owned. This season, in terms of clean sheets, it's not been amazing, to be honest, for Villa. They've only kept 3 clean sheets, so yeah, not the best. But I feel like he should keep a clean sheet against Ipswich, and I think he'll get enough save points from that Liverpool game to warrant having him in the team. There's just no other kind of player or goalkeeper that I thought had an amazing fixture to warrant putting in. And I think, yeah, he'll get save points against Liverpool, and I think he should get a clean sheet against Bournemouth, against Ipswich. So that's why I've gone for Martinez. Areola as a sub goalkeeper, just because he was kind of the cheapest starting goalkeeper. Hopefully, won't have to play him because Martinez will play both of them games. But yeah, he's in there anyway. For the defense, this is a tough one because a lot of people probably think Trent is the better option, and I do agree Trent is the better option. But I think for guarantee of starts and for kind of goal threat, I do think Van Dijk's just slightly above Trent. I think being able to score from corners, being guaranteed to start both games. Obviously, Trent has an injury as well. He should be back for the double game week, but it's always a risk. Trent, 6 assists, 1 goal. Whereas Van Dijk has obviously not had that many assists. He's got 1 assist, 1 goal. So he is due a goal, and he obviously got that against Spurs in the Carabao Cup semi-final. But I think Van Dijk's just the safer option to go for. 6.4 million, 22.8% owned as well. If you can afford Trent, I'd go for Trent. If you think Trent's going to play both games, I'd go for Trent. But the fact that I got Conor Bradley there doing very, very well at the minute, it would just slightly put me off going for Trent, especially with how tight the games are in February for Liverpool. Up next, we've got Gabriel. So as I mentioned, I do like Arsenal's fixtures against Leicester. 6.3 million, 27.9% owned. So for me, Gabriel, I think he's the superior option in terms of FPL. And to be honest, in general, at a minute, compared to Saliba, I don't think Saliba's having his best season. Obviously, we all saw his mistake against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. And you just don't see Gabriel doing them sort of mistakes at the minute. Anyway, FPL-wise, 3 goals, 2 assists this season. Clean sheet 7 for Gabriel as well. So yeah, done really, really well this season. He also missed out on a clean sheet against Man United at home where he missed the game for injury. So he would have had more And for me, his goal threat just edges him above Saliba and makes him the perfect candidate for free hit as well. Up next, we've got Kirkez. So this was a tough one because although I do think it is the best fixture for Bournemouth, for the whole league, to be honest, obviously apart from the doubles, I did really like Muniz for Palace. But for me, I think the fixture just edges it. And I'm going to go for Kirkez. He is 4.9 million, 11.7% owned, 2 goals, 3 assists this season, which is very good. Bournemouth are on fire. I know they did lose, obviously, to Liverpool in the last game week, but overall this season they've been doing really well. Muniz could have been an option, 4.8 million, 6.8% owned, 2 goals, 4 assists. But for me, Everton at home, I think with David Moyes' Everton, it's a different story. I think they're going to be a tough team. I can definitely see a 0-0 in that game, but for me, I'm going to go for the team that's more likely to score more goals because I am chasing them assists rather than a clean sheet, really, for my defenders. And goals, obviously, from Gabriel. On the bench, you've got Nico Williams and Romain Faes, which hopefully won't need him, but Nico Williams is cheap. He's going to play, and Forest are good defensively. Let me know what you think of my goalkeepers and defence, and we'll get on to the midfield. So with the midfield now, it's probably a little bit boring, I'd say, which I guess if you have this midfield, it's probably not worth playing the free hit, to be honest with you. But if you don't have any of these midfielders or you only have one or two, then I think it's probably worth playing the free hit. Salah is obviously in the team, ridiculous season, 21 goals already, 13 assists. Incredible season for him, and with a double game week coming up, he's definitely going to be the captain, if not triple captain, if you do have that available. I won't go too much about Salah. Wolves at home, Villa away, because yeah, we know what he is, and yeah, what a season he's having. Rodgers as well, another game week. Just before we go on, no, Salah is 71.5% owned, so I'm pretty sure everyone has Salah. Rodgers, I was actually surprised to see a few people not have him when I've spoken to them online or through comments on my videos. 5.6 million, 24.1% owned. For me, I think he's a must buy for this double game week. 6 goals, 5 assists doesn't sound like a lot, but for that price point is pretty good, I'd say. And with a double game week and with Watkins potentially injured, I don't think he will be, but if he is, Rodgers could be on pen. So for me, Rodgers is one of the essential picks of this game week. We've also decided to keep Cole Palmer. I know he's had a quiet few game weeks, only 1 assist in the last 3 game weeks, but we know how good he can be. He's on pens. The fixture Brighton away, we've seen Brighton concede 7 last game week. So for me, there's no way I'm taking out Cole Palmer before playing a team that have just conceded 7. You could argue that now they'll be a little bit tighter because they have just conceded 7, but for me, yeah, I fancy Cole Palmer to do well. 14 goals, 8 assists, 11.2 million. He's over 64% owned. So again, I'm sure you own him. And next we've got Justin Cliver. A lot of people are bringing him in this week. 5.9 million, 19.3% owned. 11 goals, 4 assists. Incredible. Only 19 starts as well. So that's 15 returns in 19. Very good. He's on pens as well. Bournemouth are flying. Obviously lost to Liverpool, but beat Forest 5-0, who are a very good team. Beat Newcastle away 4-1, which are a very good team. Draw against Chelsea. Beat Everton. Beat Man United in game week 17. Beat Spurs. Beat Man City this season. Beat Arsenal this season. So, yeah, they've had a really good season, and a lot of people are bringing in Clive. But this is why I'm saying if you have 3 or more of these midfielders, then I wouldn't be playing the free hit. But if you don't have maybe Morgan Rogers, Salah, Clive or Palmer, then I probably, to be honest, would be playing the free hit because I think these, especially Clive, Salah, and Rogers, are pretty much essential for this game week. We've also got Semenya on the bench. It was a toss up between Semenya and Clive, but I think Clive on pens it just makes him a much greater FPL asset. Semenya is a differential though, 7.4% owned and only 5.6 million. So you could argue if you wanted to go for something a bit different to go for Semenya instead of Clive. But for me, yeah, I honestly do think that Clive is a clear option, and I potentially will be bringing him from my team this game week. So, and this is what my midfield will look like. So, yeah, overall, I think this midfield, if you've got majority of them, don't play the free hit, but maybe the new forwards that I've brought in potentially could sway you. Let's get on to that. So up front, we'll start with Cody Gakpo, so a player that a lot of people have for the double game weeks back to back. 7.6 million, 22.8% owned. He's been on fire this season, 8 goals, 4 assists, but in the cups as well, he's been smashing it. Only started 15 games as well. 12 returns in 15 is very, very good. There is always a risk with him, though, that Diaz, Darwin, or Jota can take his position. Jota is back from injury now. He was on the bench against Spurs, so there is potential for Gakpo to be dropped. Well, rested more than dropped, and potentially even come off early for these players to come on, which is not ideal. But I think Liverpool are a good enough team to warrant having him in your team, and I can't really see another Liverpool player that I want. You could argue you could double up on the defence, but I don't think it's best use of that third Liverpool slot. So that's why I've gone for Gakpo. Also gone for Ollie Watkins. This is obviously depends if he's fit or not. If he's not fit, then we'll probably just have to move things around and maybe go for someone like Isak or Chris Wood. But for now, I'm putting Ollie Watkins in because if he is fit, he's going to be starting in this team, especially with a double game week. 10 goals, 5 assists this season. Pretty good, I'd say. Pretty good. On track to kind of hit his goals tally for last season, but nowhere near his assist tally. Ipswich at home, Liverpool at home, looking very good as well. Like I said, though, it all depends if he's fit. If he's not fit, then I wouldn't risk it, to be honest with you. I want to hear Emery say he's ready to go. 8.9 million, 16.5% owned, so a bit of a differential. Yeah, I think with them fixtures, 2 home games, I think Ollie Watkins is a must-have if he is fit. A bit of a a bit of a kind of wild card pick, I'd say. Kai Havertz. So a lot of people do take the mickey out of Havertz, but he has got 9 goals, 3 assists this season. He is doing okay. He starts most games for Arsenal. I think the only week he didn't start was game week 12 in the Premier League. So and game week 19 and 20 to be fair. So he is a starter. His last game, Premier League game, was a goal and assist against City. For me, with the fact that Martinelli has gone off injured as well, I think it just limits Arsenal's forward line, and I think Havertz has to start. And at 7.8 million against Leicester, I know they don't score loads of goals, even though they just beat Man City 5-1, but this season they haven't scored loads of goals. I think 7.9% owned could be a real differential for someone like Havertz. So that's why I've got him in the team. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, because I've tried to go for a few differentials, but obviously the main part of this team is going to be the key players that a lot of people already have. So it might not be worth you playing your free hit in this week. I think if you have a Liverpool defender and I think if you have the double game week players or their equivalent, so if you don't have Gakpo, maybe you've got a double up on, I don't know, maybe you've got Diaz in midfield or something like that, and you've got a Villa player, I think there's no need to rush into this team. I think you can probably get away with not playing your free hit in this game week. But if you only have 1 or 2 Liverpool players, you only have 1 Villa player, you don't really have coverage for that good Arsenal game, then for me, I'd probably play your free hit. But obviously, if your assistant manager chip is active, you're not able to play it. If you're basically if you want to activate your triple captain on Salah potentially this game week, then you obviously can't play it. So you have to judge things like that and see what chip is worth it. But if maybe you've only got your free hit left, or maybe you have none of these players or only 1 or 2 of these players, and you want to make sure you don't fall too far behind, then I'd probably be playing it. But leave a comment below with your team and I can help judge if you want that. Smash a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next video.